thanks for watching. In today's video, this is the sketch that I'll be using, and this is the third video from the Sketchy Besties collaboration with my friend Craft with Tea. Right here I will be linking her channel, and you can see the 3 videos that she has created using the same sketches that I have. So I am using a Hip Kit Club June kit, and basically what I just showed you was that I gutted my black and white paper, which I didn't do on camera, which I apologize, and I cut basically I gave myself about a 1/2 inch all the way around. I really didn't measure, so it is a little thicker on one side than the other, but about 1/2 inch on each side. And then I cut from this rainbow paper that you see me adding some adhesive to. I cut a strip of paper from the top, from one, top and bottom, or top and side. I did a 1/2 inch from each, well, not all sides, but the top and then the side, so that I could give myself about a 1/4 inch of a border around, so that my black and white would frame it, basically my black and white paper. And I really love the back of that paper, so that's why I gutted it. It has a lot of little cute cut up parts, and I wanted to save that. So for this paper, I cut this down to about I would say about 6 inches wide and about 7 inches long. I end up cutting it again, so you'll see later on that I actually make it a little shorter. And I am using this template, which is the Breezy 1B, and I use this one a lot. This is probably one of my most used templates, and I needed to make it a little longer than what it actually is, so I just slid it over, and I made it as long as I needed it, which, for sake of giving you all the info, I cut that pink strip. It ends up being 6.5 inches, a little over 6.5 inches wide. The polka dot paper is 6 inches by 6 by 8 actually. I do ink all my edges, or most of my edges, with the Hickory Smoke Distress ink. And for that polka dot paper that you see there, it has a really nice gradation of color. I'm not going to call it an ombre because it's not this. Well, I guess it is an ombre. It goes from a kind of like a pinkish color all the way down to a like more of a fuchsia color. I do end up distressing my edges on that one. I don't know if I did that yet, but yeah. So these stamps I've had for about 1 trillion years. They're by Bo Bunny. I'm not even sure how, when, where, or why I even got them, but for those of you that don't know, I'm a stamp collector. I love stamps. Love them, love them, love them, but barely ever use them. So when we were looking for a sketch, I told T that I really wanted something that I would be able to stamp on my layout. And lo and behold, I found this Page Maps sketch on Pinterest, which I will link in the description, and it was perfect. So I end up using these flowers that I have had forever. They are by Bo Bunny. And I'm just gonna stamp kind of like you see on the top, almost like a little bouquet of flowers that are gonna sit on the top of my page. So this stamp set does have, and I apologize for my lack of color on my hair. I had some major roots going on here and didn't have an appointment until later this week. So yeah, this stamp right here, it's a tiny little flower. I really liked it. I wanted to use it, and then I realized it was a big, huge, like 4-flower stamp. So I just cut out the little one that I wanted, which that's the beauty of these type of stamps, that you can just cut out what you need and then just stick them back together if you want to stamp it like as one piece. I'm also using a couple flowers from the Stamps of Life set, and basically I'm just filling in spots here and trying to make it look a little more like full. Then I noticed on this Jen Shao, which I hope I said her name right. I just got the stamp set from her a couple weeks ago. It was a release that she did. It was a pre-order. And I noticed that it had these adorable little leaves. So, of course, they were going on there too. Jen, I apologize if I didn't say your name right. But yeah, she has really cute stamps. I love watching her videos. And I'm going to link her YouTube video right about here so that you can take a look. I mean, she has I really like the way she scrapbooks. There's also this, from one of the other sets of stamps, there's these little scribbles. They could be scribbles, or they can be the thought of like thread. So I wanted to add those on there as well, just to kind of give me a little something there at the ends. So I really do like how that's looking right about now. And I don't add much more to my little flower cluster, but I'm going to adhere my Breezy. No, that's not Breezy. Yeah, it is Breezy. Breezy 1B. And I do decide to cut them a little shorter. And that's when I cut. I just cut the bottom. I cut off about half an inch to make it a little shorter so that I would have a little space at the bottom. You know, now that I look at it, I wish I probably would have added some more flowers up top. But in the long run, I am happy with how it turned out. I had a lot of fun stamping on my layout. I also stamped my title. And I really want to do this again. So now I'm going to stamp also from the Jen Shao. Actually, I have them right here. Stamp set, and it's called Here For It. I am going to stamp 3 stamps, and I'm going to make little strips, as you see there on the right lower part of my layout. I end up doing Keeping It Real, I Can't Even, and Crazy But Cute. I end up not using the Crazy But Cute because she's really not crazy. She's such a sweet little girl. If it was one of my other nieces, I would definitely have a crazy one up there. Right now, I just showed you Breezy 2A, and I just cut that out. And I really didn't use the entire piece. And I'm also cutting out the a la carte dart. I think this came in the February kit, the a la carte dart. And I figured I needed a little bit of blue down here since there was a lot of pink going on and there was no blue on the right side of the page. I figured it would balance it out a little bit, so that's why I decided to cut my arrow, or my dart rather, from this paper. So I just want to mention that I'm at my 500 subscribers. Later this week I will be announcing the giveaway, and I will be making a quick video explaining what the rules are, and I will be posting it later this week. So make sure you like and subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you can find out when I'm giving away this prize. So right here, I'm just kind of deciding what I'm going to use as a title. And I already know that I will be using the Crafty Jen Shao's stamp. And it's the Adorn It Alpha set. And I really, really, the moment I saw the alphabet stamp, I knew I had to have it. So yeah, so I inked everything again. And I'm just kind of playing around. And here's where I decide my stamp. At first I was going to name this layout Smile. And then I changed my mind and called it Sweet. She just looks so sweet there, hugging her little friends that she carries with her everywhere. So there you go. You could see me writing Smile, and then I said, nah. So I'm going to, just because I want to make sure that I get it right, I'm pulling out my Sweet Petunia Misty. And this is like a stamping platform. And I'm just placing everything where I plan on having it, so that I know where to line up my letters. And one of the reasons why I ended up using the Misty was because I was going to have to stamp the E twice. And I wanted to make sure that everything was going to be nice and lined up. I am not the best stamper. If you're not a good stamper, I really suggest and recommend getting one of these platforms. I mean, there's a few of them out there now. I happen to have this one because I bought it when it first came out. But definitely you can't mess it up unless you place it wrong, and then, well, that's just a whole other story. But once you have a platform, I mean, it's amazing what you can do with it. Especially if you're not used to having, like, I don't have clear, crisp stamping usually when I stamp. So that's why I like that I can go back and I can restamp and not have to worry about lining anything up. It's already lined up. So there is my title, and it says Sweet. And I really considered using, there's another stamp in here that, so that you can kind of color in the letters. And I decided to just leave it the way it was because I really liked how it looked. It just, such a sweet paper. So such a sweet picture, and I don't know, I love the paper. I absolutely love that rainbow paper. So I figured I needed a little bit more blue, and I'm going to cut out my Charmed 3, which is, this is definitely my most used template. I think I probably use it on every layout. I didn't use it on my last couple of layouts because I couldn't find it. I had filed it in the wrong pocket. So, and then I see this yes. It's like yes stamp. And of course, had to use that. And I'm stamping onto the white paper because I've never used these stamps, and I just want to make sure that they have a nice clear, like kind of like to prime them so that they're nice and give me a clean stamp every time. So I'm keeping it real. I put up top because I figured it would say keeping it real sweet. And excuse me, the yes is going to go. I auditioned it in a couple places, but I end up using it to the left of my picture. Now I'm going to just glue everything down, make sure everything's straight. And I am going to, looking for a paper to maybe mat my picture. I was going to use that orange one, but I felt like it was too orange. But then I saw this floral one and I thought this was perfect. It has all the colors that we have on the paper and you really don't see that much of it. So, and it's a floral. So how can I go wrong with that? I'm going to raise my picture with the fun foam and yeah, so that's where we are right now. I did struggle a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I felt like once I stamped, like I didn't know what else to do with the layout. I'm going to also pop up my arrow. And I want to pop it up a little higher than my picture so I could kind of sit on top of it. So I'm doing a double piece of fun foam. And I'm sorry that I'm off of my off the camera's angle. I have to play with it. I got the lighting good, which I'm very happy with the lighting today. But my camera kind of, I don't know, the mount was not tight enough, so it moved, and that's why you can actually see the bottom of my my table mount thing. So as you can see at the bottom of the layout, which I just touched, I stamped one of the flowers and I fussy cut it. And I'm also going to find, oh, well, first let's stick this thing down. And I'm going to stick my picture down. And that's where it's living. I'm going to look for a couple stickers, and I end up using some of Tim Holtz's stickers, as well as I actually type up my journaling on my typecast typewriter. So in a minute you'll see me bring everything out. And it'll start with I can't even. And I mean, it didn't stamp, it stamped darker than what my typecast typed, but I'm okay with that. I don't have an issue with that. So down at the bottom where the flower is, I saw this very nice sticker, and it said, "No beauty shines brighter than that of a good heart." And I thought that that would be a perfect sentiment to go over by the flower. And I end up typing out, "I can't even believe how quickly you are growing. You are 3 going on 16. And I'm just going to go back in and add a few more of those little leaves. And as you can see, I've just added all my sentiments, my journaling. And now I'm just thinking of what I need to go there. I need a stamp, and I end up finding the perfect grid stamp, which was also by the Stamps of Life, and I've had it for ages. And it's basically a 2x2 square, and I didn't really want it too dark, so that's why I stamped first on the white paper. I would have been happier if it would have been a little bigger, but it is what it is. I also stamped one at the bottom left corner, which really didn't need to be there, but I felt like it was just so blank there. And next I will be cutting out my picture using rings, and I believe I used rings 2. And I'm going to cut my picture out, and then I'm going to mat it, and I'm going to at first cut it out with the wrong rings, but then I realized it's way too big, and I redeemed myself and actually cut it out of the Shapes 7T. And it's the perfect size to mat my picture. So I'm getting very close to the end of this video. I want to excuse me. Sorry about that. I am still coughing up a lung here. So I do apologize. I want to thank you for watching. Thanks for, if you came over from Tees, Craft with Tees YouTube, thank you for stopping by my page. If you haven't seen Craft with Tea, please make sure to stop by her page and give her a little like on her video. I know she worked really hard on her video as well. We actually Skype and we're both creating at the same time. So here's where I realized that that's a little too big and the shape 7T was the perfect size. So I'll leave you here watching the end of this video. Right at the end, I will have close-ups of my layout as well as links to other videos that you might be interested in. Thank you so much for watching and have a great night.